Welcome to the NRL previews for round 7 of the 2024 season. I'm Renee Gartner and I'm joined by Josh Mansour to unpack all the games this week. And now we dive right into the Broncos and Raiders clash at Suncorp Stadium. This is going to be a big one. Let's look at the Broncos first. Media have called it a clinical display against the side last week, but Kevy's come out and said there's still a lot of work to do. He's a very hard taskmaster. Madden's really growing with confidence in Reynolds' absence. Then also add to that the X factor you've got of Tristan Sailor in the back as well too. Coming off the bench in this game. There's a lot of excitement in this team and there's a lot of potential for a dangerous game.
Well, they've got so many stars for starters in that team, but they need Adam Reynolds there to kind of calm everyone down, because when things start unravelling, that's when things can go really bad for the Broncos. But saying that, they had a great performance last week. I think Kevy's statements coming out is just to kind of humble the boys and, keep them flying under the radar. But again, there's no doubt the Broncos are premiership favourites to win this competition this year in my eyes, but it is a big task coming against the Raiders, who have been playing simple footy, but it's been working so good for them.
It definitely has, and as we said, we love the Raiders for the way they play that gritty style of play. Ricky was actually really pleased in the press conference last week as well too. He said the last 12 to 18 months, there's no way we would have won those games in the past, which is huge. And they've really abolished that panic footy that they sort of went back to playing, which is massive when they've got such a young side still.
Massive shift in attitude, massive. And I feel like the biggest thing that Ricky has instilled in this playing squad is belief. Like, boys, believe in each other, play simple footy and it'll work for you. I feel like the thing about the Raiders, they don't turn over cheap ball, which is really frustrating a lot of teams. And the Raiders as well, they're playing with that underdog mentality each week in, week out. And as an underdog, like, you've got a point to prove. So you could tell the Raiders are playing with that kind of game plan, but it's obviously working out for him and for them and Ricky.
Do you think that most of the battle is going to be in the forwards and just to allow those speedsters on both sides to strike?
Well, I think the outside backs have definitely been complementing the forwards for the Raiders. You have Xavier Savage with his quick feet and elusive speed coming in the middle when the forwards have done all the hard work to really tie that middle. So it actually has been working really good for the Raiders this year. The biggest test for the Broncos is just matching those Canberra middles. They're definitely going to have their work cut out for them. Papali, Joe Tarpanay, they've just been so consistent for the Raiders, and they'll continue to be so. Yeah,
but when you look across the other side to the Broncos, what about the big forwards over there?
I still feel like with Corey Jensen there, Fletcher Baker. Fletcher Baker's still a bit green. Obviously, they've got Jordan Ricky and Patrick Carrigan. It's still going to be a good matchup, but you've got big bodies like Joe Tarpanay and Josh Papali coming at you. It's going to be a big, big task.
All right, so is it going to be a game of who's going to be frustrated the least in this game?
Again, I feel like it's going to be heavily based off the forwards. I'm leaning towards Canberra's middles to really dominate the Broncos at this point in time. I feel like Payne Haas is a massive loss for them. We all know what he can do. But saying that, it is going to be a very frustrating game, and I feel like Raiders are really going to relish with that and take it to the Broncos.
Okay, so who are you picking in this game?
I'm going to go the Raiders.
Just so you all know, he's changed his mind 3 times.
I have.
All right, unmissable matchups taking place all weekend. If you want to see this match live at Suncorp Stadium, head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game though, remember you can watch it on Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kick-off is at 7:35 p.m.